So, start na tayo. Oops, wait lang. Let me just... Alright, so let me just share my screen. Okay, so can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Alright, let's start. Problem solving. So we only have two topics. Okay, that is the inductive and the deductive reasoning. Okay, so first one is inductive reasoning. So this one is the type of reasoning that forms a conclusion based on the examination of specific example is called inductive reasoning. So the conclusion formed by using inductive reasoning is a conjecture since it may or may not be correct. Alright, so when we say inductive, so ito na yung pinaka key points. Examining examples. Okay, so when you examine examples and then base your conclusion or conjecture from it, then we call that one as inductive reasoning. Okay, so when you assume a conclusion or an answer on that thing, or a final answer on that thing, it may be correct or may not be correct. Okay, so 50-50 kumbaga. Pero since nag-a-assume ka, so that's based from that example wherein you think, kaya nangyari to, kaya ganito. Okay, like for example, meron tayong mga assumptions bago pang mangyari isang bagay. Like, yung isang nanay, palainom, pala sigarilyo, yung tatay din is palainom, pala sigarilyo. So, malaki yung chance na pwedeng may sakit or may magiging complication sa panganak ng babae. Mga ganon. Yung parang instinct, yung parang logical reasoning natin is nakabase sa isang nakikita natin or naririnig natin. So, inductive reasoning yung tawag natin doon. Okay? Nagbe-base tayo sa mga ginagawa nyo or mga ginawa nyo na. Okay, so in other words, inductive reasoning is the process of reaching a general conclusion. Okay? So, hindi man kayo aware or hindi man tayo aware, kasama ako doon, araw-araw, okay, lagi natin ginagamit or pinapagana itong inductive reasoning natin. Okay? Wherein lahat ng bagay meron tayong assumption, lahat ng bagay meron tayong conclusion. Okay? By examining specific examples. Okay? So when you examine a list of numbers and predict the next number in the list of according to some pattern you have observed, you are using inductive reasoning. So this is one example. Like, kagaya nga ng sabi ko sa topic 1, lahat ng bagay is may pattern. Like, alam mo na kung anong susunod. Okay? May mga ganun bagay. Okay, so let's have an example. A simple example. Okay, so use inductive reasoning to predict a number. Okay, so meron tayong 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Anyone who wants to answer? What is the
18.
18. Okay, that's good. So, saan natin nakuha yun or saan natin binase? From the example itself. So, this one is incrementing by 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So, parang pagbasa mo pa lang, naturally, alam mo na yung lalabas is 21 kasi parang naging practice na natin ng bata tayo. Like kapag even, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on and so forth. Okay? How about the number 2, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15?
21.
Right. So, incrementing by, actually, hindi naman incrementing by. So, parang meron siyang pattern dito where in-increments by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5, by 6. So, parang nag-increment siya by 1 and then, ayun. So, dagdag nyo lang sa pinaka-last na number. Okay? So, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, and then 21. Okay, so here are the explanations on each of those examples. So, napaka-straightforward na ito. So, we will skip this one. So, I'll let you guys read this one para naman may basahin kayo. Okay? So, 5 seconds. Okay. So far, wala namang complication. Tama? Sobrang dali lang nito. Okay. Ito na explanation. Next one, another example. Wala na pala. Okay. So, quiz na pala to. Okay, wala na iba example. Yung pinaka-point ng inductive reasoning, okay, is based from the specific examples. So, doon ka kukuha ng sagot kung ano yung i-assume as a final answer or kung ano yung susunod na pattern. Okay? So I'll give this one to you guys as your quiz. Kayang-kaya itong gawin in 1 minute. Right, so okay na kayo dito?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ito, mag-iisip ka siguro 10 seconds lang. And then, voila, you're done. Okay, so next one. So, another example is use inductive reasoning to make a conjecture. Okay? So, consider the following, ano ba yun? Tama na ba? Tama. Consider the following procedure. Pick a number, multiply the number by 8, add 6 to the product, divide the sum by 2, and subtract it by 3. Okay? So, complete the above procedure for several different numbers. Use inductive reasoning to make a conjecture about the relationship between the size of the resulting number and the size of the original number. So, we have a solution here wherein we started at an original number of 5. Okay? So, suppose we pick 5 as our original number, then the procedure would produce the following results. So, meron lang tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. So, ito yung una. Pick a number, first step. Multiply the number by 8, second step. Add 6 to the product, third, and then the fourth one, and then the fifth one. Okay? So, follow mo lang yan. And let's say, ito yung napili nating number. Supposedly, kahit anong number yan. Pero let's say, 5 na lang. So, 5 times 8 is equal to 40. And then add 6. 40 plus 6 is 46. And 46 divided by 2 is 23. And then 23 subtract 3 is 20. Okay, so I hope you guys were able to follow on that one. Napakadali lang naman nito. Parang pang grade 6 lang. Okay, so here's like the parang explanation. So we started with 5 and followed the procedure to produce 20. Starting with 6 as our original number, produces a final result of 24. Starting with 10, produces a final result of 4. Oops! Mali-mali pala. Hindi ko yata nailagay. Supposedly, may explanation pa to. Well, anyway, nandito naman na yon, wherein ito na yung process. Ito na yung nangyari. Okay? And then, after an explanation na ito, meron tayong parang conclusion. Wherein, if we started with 5, ang magiging answer nyo or yung pinaka-result nyo after nyo gawin yung 5 steps, ito, will be 20, which is this one. And then, meron pa sanang isa dito, pero hindi ko na yata nilagay. Bakit hindi ko na ilagay? Alam ko meron yun. Anyway, meron pa sanang isa dito which is, ito, 6 as our original number. So, meron din dapat solution to. And then, ang makukuha mong answer is 24. Okay, so, gawin nyo nga sa paper nyo. So, I would like you guys to get your paper since wala akong maipakita dito. Paki-verify kung 24 yung makukuha nyong result kapag yung starting number niyo is 6. Using this one. Same method. It's just that the original number is 6 instead of 5. Kailangan ba natin ng calculator? I think we can manual this one. Manually compute. So 6 times 8 is ilan? 6 times 8?
48.
48.
48.
48. That's 6.
54.
54.
Divided by 2
27.
minus 3.
27.
27.
Yeah, 27 minus 3 will be
24.
24.
1 is correct. Okay, how about the next one? 10. So starting with 10. So 10 times 8 is 80. 80 plus 6
80.
86 divided by 2 is 43.
86.
43 minus 3 is
43. 40.
40. Okay, so this one is also correct. How about the next one? Starting with 100 produces a final result of 400. Okay, so let's check. 100, I think same lang. Okay, so instead of 40, since times 10 lang to, so please verify this one. Let me know if they are the same. Are they the same when we 100 wherein we'll get a result of 400?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So here's another conclusion. So in each of these cases, the resulting number is 4 times the original number. Kung papansinin nyo man, pag nag-start kayo ng 5, you'll get basically times 4 or multiplied by 4, then you'll get 20. 6 times 4 is 24. 10 times 4 is 40. And then 100 times 4 is 400. Okay? So in that 5 examples, like first one is 5, 6, 24, 10, and then 100. And that's, in those 5 examples, we've concluded that all of those results are just quadrupled, okay, or multiplied by 4. Okay, so we can say that we conjecture that the given procedure produces a number that is 4 times the original number. So ito na yung pwede nating sabihin or yung deduced reasoning natin, okay, using this formula or using those 5 steps. Okay? So, this one is, again, an example of inductive reasoning since gumamit tayo ng example wherein this is the first example, yung 5. Second is 6. Next one is 10. Minamiss pa ako. 10 and then 100. Okay, so are we clear on this one? Sobrang dali lang naman neto. Wherein we call this one inductive reasoning to make a conjecture. So conjecture is like deducing. Okay, like you're assuming na ito yung mga answer using that or using those formula. So sinong hindi nakasunod or lahat kayo nagets niyo yung parang pinaka concept ng conjecture?
Gets naman, sir.
Sir, nuggets.
That's good. So, lahat to, yung mga in-example ko ngayon, yung una is inductive reasoning din yon, pero with the use of predicting a number. Ito naman is still inductive reasoning to make a conjecture. Okay? So, lahat yan based sa example. Actually, parang kung iisipin mo, ito na pinapakita. Kung iisipin mo, kahit hindi mo alam yung pinaka-topic, as long as meron kang example, makukuha mo yung pinaka-final result. Okay? As long as makuha mo yung first 5 patterns siguro. Or 3 is enough, I think. Wag lang isa or dalawa. At least 3 and above. Okay, 5 examples. Alright, so as usual, after that example, we'll be having a quiz on that one. Okay, so consider the following procedure. Pick a number. So instead of picking a number, I've already indicated here that start with 5, 6, 10, 40, and then 100. Okay, so ginaya ko lang to. But with a different like formula or pattern. Instead of adding by multiplying by 8, so in here multiply it by 9, and then add 15, and then sum by 3, and then subtract 5. Okay, so this one, 5 questions to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all you need to do is put the answer on each of those original number. Like for example, dito sa 5. Kapag ginawa mo tong original number sa 5 and then in-apply mo to, ano yung pinaka-final result? Pag kinuha mo yung 6, ano yung final result? Pag kinuha mo yung 10, ano yung final? And so on and so forth. Okay? Any questions so far?
No, sir.
None, sir.
Next one. So, meron tayong another example wherein hindi naman siya, hindi ko ma-specify kung inductive ba, kung conjecture ba siya ito or from pattern. Predicting a number from pattern. Pero let's see. This is another inductive reasoning wherein scientists often use inductive reasoning. For instance, Galileo Galilei. So, ito yung kung kailan siya pinanganak and then kung kailan siya namatay. So, use inductive reasoning to discover that the time acquired for a pendulum to complete one swing, called the period of pendulum, depends on the length of the pendulum. Galileo did not have a clock, so he measured the periods of pendulum in heartbeats. So, the following table shows some results obtained for pendulums of various lengths. So for the sake of convenience, a length of 10 inches had been designated as 1 unit. Okay, so sabi dito, si Galileo Galilei, isa siyang scientist dati wherein tinatry niyang i-apply yung inductive reasoning gamit itong pendulum. Wherein, wala siyang gamit na clock. Okay, so ang gamit niya nun para ma-measure niya kung, let's say, ilang swing ba or ilang period of pendulum na mangyari. So, hindi siya by seconds. By heartbeats yung ginawa niya. Okay, so medyo biased to, I know, since yung ibang tao, mas mabilis yung heartbeat sa ibang tao. So, pwedeng itong 1 maging 0 point something or 1 point something. Pero, ayon sa kanya, Galileo Galilei, ito yung mga nakalap ng information. Okay? So, length of pendulum in units. So, we have, let's say, length niya is 1. And then, ito lang yung makukuha mong period. Kapag yung length ng pendulum is 4, ito yung makukuha mong period. Okay? Pag sinabi natin period, it is the time that it takes a pendulum to swing from left to right. Okay? So yun yung para masasabi natin mula sa original position, pagbalik, 1 period yun. Okay? So kung nandito yung position, so dapat yun, 1 period yun. Okay? So kung nasan yung original position, dapat pagbalik niya, yun yung counted as 1 period. Okay? So kapag 1 yung length, ito yung nakuha niya. Pag 4, 2 naman. Pag 9, 3 heartbeats naman yun. Kapag 16 yung length, 4 heartbeats naman bago niya ma-reach yung pinaka-original position. And then 25 is 5 heartbeats bago niya ma-reach yung original position. And then 36 is 6. Okay? So, I'll give you guys a minute or 2 minutes para paganahin yung inyong inductive reasoning, kung ano yung parang nangyari dito. Okay? So, para makonclude nyo na, kapag patak ng, let's say, 18 units or 18 length, pagpatak ng 40 lengths or 50 lengths, alam nyo na kung ilang heartbeat yun. Like, paano kaya nakuha yung 6? Or ano, parang, paano nyo kaya mape-predict kung ilang heartbeats, let's say, 45? Or, ano ba? 64. Let's say 64 length.
Is equals to the square root of the
Square root of the
length, sir. Yung unit niya.
Okay ulit? Susulat ko.
Heartbeats is equal to the square root of the length of the pendulum.
Akong square root dito. Pero yun na lang. Square root of pendulum.
The length of the pendulum, sir.
Okay, so 1 squared is still 1. 2 squared is still 4. 3 squared is still 9. 4. So you might be right for that one. So we could say that the heartbeats is equal to the square root of the length of the pendulum. Square root, baliktad para yung sinasabi ko. Squared naman kapag, square root of heartbeats. Or square root of length of pendulum. Okay, which is one of your classmate answered. Okay, so let's see. Oops. Bakit parang nawala ulit yung yun yung napapala ko. So, yun yung napapala ko pag hindi ako nagre-review ng topics nyo bago ko. Kasi diniscuss ko na to last year wherein I think yun yung susunod. But parang nawala. Or nag-a-assume lang ako since ako naman yung gumawa na ito. Okay. So, meron tayong example dito. But, tama naman siya dun sa solution na or dun sa inassume nating anong tawag dito? Sa inassume niyang parang reasoning or logical assumption or the conjecture wherein heartbeats is equal to square root of the length of pendulum, or heartbeat squared is equal to the length of the pendulum. Okay, so pwede nyo pagbalik na rin yan. Anyway, we have an example here using inductive reasoning to solve an application by using this table. So use the data above table and inductive reasoning to answer each of the following questions. Okay, so first one is, if a pendulum has a length of 49 units, what is its period? And then if the length of pendulum is quadrupled, what happens to its period? Okay, so pwede natin gamitin to para makuha natin yung period. Pero bago natin gamitin to, baliktarin ko lang. So heartbeats squared is equal to the length of pendulum. Okay, so using this one, so kahit ano dyan sa dalawa, pwede nyo gamitin. So using those two, apply this one in number 1. So if a pendulum has a length of 49 units, what is its period? So hinahanap natin is ito, given na yung 49 units.
7.
Heartbeat squared, sama, sa length of pendulum. Anong nakuha niyong sagot?
7, sir.
7 po.
7 times 7 is 49, which is correct. Pero tignan natin. I think meron yung explanation mamaya or solution. Yeah, meron na. Good thing, meron na doon. Mamaya kasi wala na naman eh. Okay. So I think yung nangyari kasi last year, meron dito yung example, pero yung explanation is ako na nagsabi. And then yung solution din, ako na rin yung nagsulat. So good thing meron dito yung solution. Okay? So number 2, if the length of a pendulum is quadrupled, what happens to its period?
Doubled po.
Doubled. Okay. So from here, let's say quadrupled mo yung length, you'll get 4. And then from that example, or from those two, so from here, 1, and then dito naman is doubled lang. So quadrupled sa length, and then doubled naman sa period. Okay? So same with this one. Let's say 4 to 16. So quadrupled lang yung length natin, wherein we've got 16. So dito naman ang nangyari. So 2 to 4, wherein na-double lang yung period natin. Okay, what else? 9, 18. Ito, pwede rin. So 9 to 36, ang quadruple lang. From here, yung 3 niya is naging 6. So from that example, or from those examples, we could say that the length of pendulum is quadrupled and then the periods doubled. Okay, so let's see kung same yung sagot natin. Okay, so in the table, each pendulum has a period that is square root of its length. Thus, we can read the pendulum with the length. Yeah. Okay, so tama si Mr. Sino yung sumagot kanina dito? Sino yung sumagot sa heartbeat?
Sir ako.
Mr. Lawrence Jan Labsan. Okay, so very good on that one. So we were able to answer this one. Okay, number 1. Okay, ito pala, number 1. Okay, how about number 2? So in the table, a pendulum with a length of 4 units has a period that is twice that of a pendulum with a length of 1 unit. So a pendulum with a length of 6 units has a period that twice that of a pendulum with a length of 4 units. So it appears that quadrupling the length of a pendulum doubles its period. Okay, so sino sumagot ng number 2 natin?
Ako po.
Okay, so very good on that one, Miss Paklaw na. Okay, so tama yung mga parang assumption nyo or mga conjecture nyo. So I think nagigets nyo na kung paano isolve yung isang bagay. Gamit lamang ang mga examples na binigay sa inyo. Like this one. Titingnan nyo lang yung table, alam nyo na kung ano yung nangyari. Okay? Okay, so as usual, you guys will be having a quiz on that one. Okay, so a tsunami is a sea, blah, blah, blah. So I'll let you guys read that one. And then here are the questions. So bibigyan ka ng 2 minutes to verify kung may hindi kayo maintindihan na part. Gusto nyo ba? So what happens to the height of a tsunami when its velocity is doubled? And then what should be the height of a tsunami if its velocity is 30 feet per second? Okay na?
Yung.
Alright, so 2 minutes is over. So let's move on to the next one. May clarification so far? Or question?
None, sir.
None, sir.
Okay, so number 1, super easy. Number 2, super easy din. Kayang-kanya yan. Next one. So conclusions based on inductive reasoning. Kita nyo ba? Walahan ko na lang. Based on inductive reasoning may be incorrect. As an illustration, consider the circles shown below. For each circle, all possible line. Sino yung susulat? Pakitanggal, please. Thank you. All possible line segments have been drawn to connect each dot on the circle with all the other dots on the circle. Okay, so never mind this number 4. Ang importante ito. So consider the following figures and the pattern suggested. So we have number of points connected and the number of regions 4. Okay, so oops, nasa na yung dot natin? Number of regions 4, number of points connected. I think confusing to. Kasi ito yung kakadagdag ko lang ngayon and then this one came from the internet wherein they are the same. Okay, so tatanggalin ko to. Okay, so if we have number of points connected, let's say we have one dot here and then another dot. So that one is already 2 points. Okay, so mapapansin niyo having 2 points connected forming 2 regions. 1 and then 2. Tama? And then if we have 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and then connect each of those points, and then we'll get a regions form a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. We have 4 points, and then all of those points connected with each other, we'll get a regions of count of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So habang ginagawa ko, please verify this one also since baka mamaya may mali. And then kapag meron tayong 5 points connected with each other, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you've got a count of regions of 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. So please verify this one since baka nagkamali ako ng count. Baka 17 pala. Or, mas madali niyan, gawa kayo ng drawing kayo sa paper ng bilog. And then, yan, gawa kayo ng 5 dots. And then, lagyan nyo na rin ng connection sa lahat ng each dot. And then, each region, lagyan nyo ng number para hindi nyo maulit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, hanggang sa mapuno lahat. So, kung ano yung pinakalas na number, of course, yun na yung count of regions. Sino nagtatry? Or binilang nyo na lang siya manually dito?
Sir, binigyan na namin siya.
Sir, binilang lang po.
So, ano sa tingin nyo? 16?
16 po.
Let's
16 po.
at least may isa, dalawa, tatlong verification. Now, out of those 4 examples, 1, 2, 3, 4, so parang, ano yung kwan nyo? Parang, nakuha yung pattern using inductive reasoning.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Times 2.
2, 4. 2, 4, 6,
2, 4, 6, 8.
Times 2.
8. Ay, 2, 4, 2, 4, 8. Char.
So 2, 4, 8, 16.
2, 4,
So
8.
the form or number of regions formed are just doubling, right? And then this one is incrementing by 1. So this one is 2, 4, 8, 16. And then what could be this one?
32.
32.
32.
So lahat kayo 32.
Yes, sir.
Alright. So what does this problem indicate about showing whether a generalization is true or false? So again, pag sinabi natin inductive reasoning, so 50-50 lang yan. So pwedeng true, pwedeng false. Okay? So tignan natin. Someone, please, draw ka sa paper mo. And then, yun, gawa ka ng 7 dots and then connect lahat ng dots sa isa't isa and then count the regions. So lahat kayo. Or kahit isa lang as long as may papakita niya yung screen niya. Okay. So please prove it to me na 32 talaga yung magpapakitang count of regions. That is far. So what I would like you guys to do right now is take a picture on this one since meron na lang tayong 1 minute and 40 seconds. So maghihintay ako ng 5 or screenshot. Screenshot nyo na lang, mas mabilis. So maghihintay ako ng mga 5 to 7 minutes mamaya. So plus yung oras na yon. So I think enough na yon para magawa nyo to. And then let me know kung 32 talaga yung nakuha nyong count of regions. Okay? Six. Ano sinabi ko? 7? 6 lang 6 lang. 6 points lang pala. Kasi yun yung susunod dito. Okay. So we're looking for the count of regions if we have 6 connected points. Okay, so we now only have 1 minute. I think less than a minute.